we're going to see how this goes. Hello, everybody. Hello. We haven't done this for a bit, have we? When I say a bit, I mean like a year or something. So we're going to try and make this a thing. A thing for longer now, maybe. Maybe we're going to try and do this every day. Well, maybe not every day. But we're going to try it, okay? That's what we're doing. Vaguely. Providing it goes well. It might be terrible and awful. So, like, it might not ever happen again. But I'm hoping to do this a bit more. Why is the chat so rubbish? Why is it like... What is this about? Hang on. Look, this is a test, by the way. As it says in the title, this is a test. So there is stuff going on here that is, like, requires me to faff around a bit. Because there's only so much you can test, like, outside of actually just streaming. Like, why is the chat? It's like, what, 50% capacity? Let's have a look. Okay, it's at 70%. We don't want that. We want 100%. So if I save that, then that should hopefully mean that now the chat doesn't work. So that's interesting. That's good to know. Oh, no, wait, no, there we go. There we go. We do have... Okay, it cleared it, but it's fine. Because now it's visible. People can see it. So that's good. Anyway... How is everyone doing? This is chaotic. It's a mess. It's not going to be this much of a chaotic mess in future. Don't worry. But as I say, we've got to find out how this stuff works. Otherwise, how are we going to keep doing it? So what we're going to do, we're just going to have a little chat. Have a little chat about 10th and have a little chat about what the hell I'm actually doing. So if I switch this, camera's off. Why is the camera off? What's happened to it? Have I broken it? Please tell me I haven't broken the camera. It looks okay. It's closer than normal, but that's just the way I'm set up for doing this. Okay. Besides, this view, we won't be using it all that much, because the whole point is to use this view. So, I'm still here, but we have stuff to assemble, right? We have things. We have things to do. Because I've got a model that I desperately want to make. I've got a Tarask that I require, and it's from Archon Studio. Let's get the box. And it's pretty big, right? It's pretty big. So that's the Tarask, yeah? We're going to be sticking wings and making it all creepy, like horribly creepy and weird. But there's a nice little thing for scale down here. So that is... that's going to be... That's a normal infantry model, and that is... That is the size of the full Tarask model. So I'm excited about this, right? Because I want a giant monstrosity, and we're going to make it like as sort of Cthulhu-esque as possible, with a bunch of bits and green stuff. So it's going to be that big, but awful to look at. So I'm excited. Also, I'm super curious, what do we reckon, Terminators-wise... Are we going to get Primaris Terminators, or are we just going to get just new Terminators? Because I don't know which way that's going to go. Because it's clearly 10th, isn't it? It's clearly 10th. It's not anything else. We thought it might be Space Hulk, but there's a new website on the way that says check back soon for a new website with a Terminator on it and all of that. So clearly that's what it's going to be. But... Are they going to do Primaris, or are they just going to go for upscaled firstborn Terminators? Because I feel like if they did that, that would be both good and bad. It'd be good because people would be really happy with the fact they're not Primaris, but also it would be bad because then it would have just proved that they could have just done proper scaled Space Marines in the first place. Like, it would have just proven all the people who've gone, well, why didn't they just do it proper to start with? Like, why didn't they just do that? Because it's going to be Primaris Terminators that just look exactly like Terminators. Feels like a non-Primaris thing to do. But then Firstborn Terminators is like, well, he could have just made everything Firstborn and not bothered with the whole Primaris thing, since a lot of people weren't happy about that change. I didn't really care about that change. I thought they handled it okay. But, you know. More data sheets and normal terms being made worse to make... Yeah, that's true. Oh, more data sheets. I hadn't even thought about that. If the primaries are going to be even more data sheets to look at. Who even has the time? Who has the time for that anymore? I mean, I should technically have the time. Wow, some of these are... Oh, is that upside down? Yeah, it is. Some of... I should technically have the time. You know, it's part of my job. It's part of the channel. But at the same time, I'm not a competitive or even slightly competitive player. So a lot of that stuff, I'm not bothered about. I'm not bothered about. It's just how many data sheets you have to look at. It's exploded, right? It's absolutely mental now for Space Marines. And it's not getting any better because they keep releasing new stuff. So it's just like, oh, lads, come on, give us a chance. Some of us have got terrible attention spans. Some of us get half an hour into a game and forget what the rules are. You can't be throwing more rules at us. You got to let us casual plebs have a chance to retain basic information. I mean, it's really not their problem, but you know. Jump Primaris on the way. Yeah, the fact that Dante's got an actual jump pack makes me happy. I want more. Where are the jump intercessors? Assault Marines are massive for Space Marines. They're a huge part of what makes the army so cool. You know what? Before I forget, I'm gonna work on having like rewards and stuff for channel members, so there's actually a reason to be a channel member. You can do that if you want to, but like that stuff that's all coming. I want to make this more of a thing. I want us to do more streaming, because the only thing that's been stopping me is I have terrible anxiety, and I can edit myself when I'm recording, and so I've been like, well, why would I stream live where I can potentially just melt down and be unable to talk coherently when I can just edit myself. But realistically, YouTube is not good for just making videos anymore. You kind of got to stream, and everyone else does really good talking head streams. Like the people I watch, like Mikey from Hellstorm Gaming and like Liam Dempsey. Liam's a fantastic 40k like YouTuber / streamer. I can't do what they do because they have mountains of knowledge and they play the game super well, and I'm like a casual idiot that picks armies based on whether I can make cool versions of their units. So I was like, there's no point streaming. But also, it's a way better way to actually get to know the community that you build up on your own damn channel as well. So we're trying it. We're breaking into new territory. I did it on Twitch for a long time, but Twitch is tiny compared to YouTube. At least the stream was tiny. Go live on Twitch was like, whatever. There's only like 400 people following me. It's not the same for this channel. Drizzle Pass stream went. God, you're going back a bit for that, aren't you? Space Marine Hero Terminators. That would be... Yeah. I just want more Terminators. I just want more... Just more Terminators in general. Like, they are quality. They're one of the best things about Space Marines. They're so over the top and mad, and it's so good. I've got a bunch of them right over there, but it kind of feels like with Primaris getting all the attention, stuff like Terminators they've felt very backseat for quite a long time now, which it makes me sad. It makes me sad. I want to see more of the cool stuff I like, which is not obviously a reason for Games Workshop to make loads of it, but if they did, I wouldn't complain. Although I say that, sometimes they come out with stuff that I just feel has been directly targeted at me. Like, do you remember that Nighthaunt boat guy? The dude in the boat. Is it Ulrak the Drowner, I think his name is? That lad, absolutely, that is my thing. That is absolutely my thing. It's like they made that just to force me to buy something for an army I don't play. I am building a Tarask. Currency? Sorry, I probably mispronounced that. This is another issue, right? You think some of the mispronunciations that come out of my videos are bad. When it comes to people's names, you've got no chance. You've got absolutely no chance. I will mispronounce everything. Yeah, the Tibia Mariner. Oh, God. So many things. Like, I'm assuming they started work on Aurak the Drowner well before the Tibia Mariner was a thing. I can't remember what came first, Elden Ring or that model, but, like, the similarities are, yeah, they're there. Thank you, James. I've been working on this for a little bit now. I've mostly just been bugging Mikey from Hellstorm going, wait, wait, how should I set this up? And I'm not staying up for Adept for the reveal stream thing. I'm not doing that. I have 2 children. They both go to primary school. They will need to be taken to school in the morning because my wife is working an early shift. So there is absolutely no chance in hell I'm getting up, staying up for 2 hours, going back to bed to wake up an hour later to then take the children to school. It is not a thing that's happening. Absolutely not. I'll do a video like straight away. Like, I'm probably going to do a video, like, the second I've dropped them off, I'll be coming home and looking at the reveals and making a video for it. But it is not, that's not feasible for me. That's not feasible at all. I've not seen the Derideo and Sentinel Kitbash. Oh, Finn, this isn't resin, this is plastic. I mean, I probably should still be wearing a mask, but it's... I mean, at this point, let's be honest, we are all full of microplastics at this point anyway, so what's a little more for the road? Chief Sanuki, oh, this is very, very cheap. This is, like, very cheap to set up. There's a Logitech C920 there, and there's one there. I've got my third monitor on an arm that just swings out. So I've got the camera that I usually use to film videos is now over to the left, and yeah, it's just a couple of cheap arms for Mike and for this webcam here, this one. That's it. It's super cheap streaming setup. I've had horrendous luck upgrading to like DSLRs. I've bought so far 3, and I've had to return all of them because they've had like massive issues, and then I just gave up for a bit. I mean, really, I should upgrade it again, but you know. The Derideo is a good, like, it's a good dreadnought, but it is a bit funky at times. You'll have to tell me if you hear a bunch of noise from outside as well, because I've got the window open slightly, because whenever I'm doing filing stuff, I always... Oh, and the Sirius light. The Sirius light is a fairly important part of it, that's true. Just realised, I'm like... Let me move this just a little bit so that I'm more like in... That's not actually helping at all, is it? Yeah, I do have the Sirius light. Although, to be fair, the Sirius light was provided as part of the sponsorship. So that's like... The most expensive thing on my desk, I didn't actually pay for. There are benefits occasionally to taking on sponsors. I say occasionally. I only ever tend to take sponsors that I actually use the stuff of. So a good painting light, I know I'm going to do that. And the Archon Studio stuff, I know I'm going to be using all of that. I mean, that's why you don't see a lot of other sponsored things on the channel, because generally speaking, it's only stuff that I actually use myself. You know, you've still got to shill once in a while, but you might as well do it for something that you're actually going to have some interaction with outside of that one particular ad spot, you know? Painting 2 30k rhinos to get into the 40k World Eaters army. That's awesome. Oh, there's no... Wait, there's still no 8-bound in stock. How is that a thing? It should be. They've had weird issues with supply, it feels like, recently. Stuff's just like been gone for ages. There was a kit that I was going to buy for a conversion a while back, and it was out of stock for so long. I still can't remember. I can't remember what the kit was. I waited so long to try and get hold of it that I can't even remember what it was that I was waiting for now. Okay, I'm missing. Hang on a sec. I've missed a few messages. I'm not used to this. Streaming, James. My current plan is to start out kind of doing some midday streams just for an hour or so, just to get into it, and then once I've kind of got into the swing of things and we know that everything works the way it should, probably do a couple of evening streams. The thing is, my evenings are like really taken up in a good way. So the Monday and Friday, I'm usually playing D&D in the evening, so I can't stream because I'm not giving up my D&D time. That's not happening. And Thursday night is generally, it's Elden Ring night. I play Elden Ring with a friend I've had that I've known for years and years and years, and we play the co-op mod, and we get annihilated by Melania over and over again. And I don't want to give that up. I love just that bit of like non-work time. It's nice. Non-work, non-child time, if I'm being totally honest. Having children is fun, but it's also bloody hard work a lot of the time as well. So if you can get a bit of time away, it's totally worth it. Oh, I have more Malifaux models, Halaman. What I've been doing is I've kind of been like I go back and forth on actual painting videos for the channel, because they tend to tank the channel for a bit because no one watches them. It's one of the weird like contradictions of YouTube, where people will really, really want to see what you're doing hobby-wise. They'll want to see what you've painted and what your armies are. And the issue with that is that quite often you then try and show people what you're doing, or show people how you've done what you've done because people have asked about it, and then no one watches the video. So I was like, the painting videos aren't actually doing anything, but I enjoy making them, which is why I've started doing it again, because at the end of the day, if you're not enjoying what you're doing, there's no point. So I'm going to be doing more Malifaux stuff, because I have more kits, and I want to actually do something with it, because it's fun. It's fun, and their kits are like super unique and super interesting. They have really cool model designs. Same thing with Moonstone. I think that's what it's called. Like the card game with miniatures, Moonstone. I'm absolutely obsessed with their stuff at the moment. Just really characterful sculpts. A big thing I've been trying to do this year is sort out a way of getting into a routine whereby I go around and look at other stuff that isn't GW. It doesn't do as well, but the main issue is that we're kind of spoiled, right? With Warcom, you're kind of spoiled because you've got one place to go for all the like official release stuff, and a lot of companies don't have something that like regularly updated or active. So it's like it's a little bit harder to keep track of some of the other manufacturers, purely because they don't have the massive. Well, it's not massive, but they don't have the team that Games Workshop has, and they don't have the reach that Games Workshop has. And trying to work out a way of effectively finding stuff like that without it being a pain, or having to subscribe to 8 million newsletters which will clog your email up real quick. It's just a bit trickier, but I think we've got a decent system in place now to be able to start doing that. So you're going to end up just getting flooded with stuff from all miniatures manufacturers at this rate. Also, I've signed up to like 8 different STL ones now. So there's going to be more like STL previews, because I print a fair number of miniatures, so it makes sense to cover that as well, because 3D printing is a hobby in and of itself, basically. and I print a fair bit of stuff. Why is it that I printed? I've got something over here that I printed that I absolutely love. It's a mix of both. No, it's not like a Monopoly, but yeah, it both is and isn't. It's just a lot more stuff. They produce more stuff than any other company, it feels like. They also have a bigger presence. They also have the most popular just games in general. So yeah, it's just they've got a bit of a stranglehold in some respects. But then there's plenty of other companies that are doing really interesting stuff. It just doesn't get seen by anywhere near as many people because of how big Games Workshop is. So where's the thing? Where is it? Come here. You. Oh, it's so terrifying moving it. Okay, there we go. So, the last big thing that I printed was this. Which is very Diablo, which is one of the reasons I like it so much. But, there's Patreons out there that are producing stuff this good or better constantly. Let's turn the brightness up a little bit so you can see it. That's just cool. It's just cool. So yeah, we're gonna start covering more 3D printing as well, because look at when you can make stuff like this at home. This was off one printer and it did it in an afternoon. That's ridiculous. It's just mad. It's still a bit like magic, to be honest. 3D printing. I've had multiple printers. I've got multiple printers, but it's just crazy what you can just create in your own house. So really, that model is from Witch Song Miniatures, and I absolutely love them because they have their tribes on My Mini Factory. It's super cheap, and they focus primarily on giving you one boss-sized model a month, but it's super high quality. Super high quality, tends to be super unique as well. I really like their setup. Because there are companies that every month you get 100, maybe not 100, but 30 to 40, sometimes 50 or 60, depending on the company. And that's nice. It gives a lot of choice, but it's also for me, it's a bit overwhelming. There's only a few that I really get around to printing everything, and even then I'm well behind on those. Whereas the occasional one where it's just here's some big cool boss stuff, I like that setup. Where is this? What? Where is this supposed to go? Oh, there. Okay. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool little basing detail. Yeah, the toxicity of the resin is it's an issue. It's an issue. No British Nerd. Most of the stuff I download now for STLs, they're pre-supported. Don't have to do anything to them. Just stick them in the slicing software, arrange them on the plate, and then just do it. Just set them going. There's not all that much you need to do with them now. Well, actually, that's not true. For the good ones, there's not much you need to do. There are some out there who make great models, so they look fantastic, but they require a shed load of work. You have to support them yourself. They don't bother to do it for you, or if they do it, they don't do it properly. They don't actually sit and test print anything, so you'll end up getting partway through printing and just going, oh well, this is guaranteed to fail. Or you'll look at something and it's so spindly and tiny that you know that it's not going to come off the supports without breaking anything. Those suck. I don't like coming across STLs that clearly haven't been tested properly, but luckily that doesn't happen all that often in my experience. What on earth am I looking at? I've got the instructions on my phone. My phone is just down here, and I'm just looking at I don't know. Okay, that's part 3, so it's not that. Hello, Dasmore. How are you doing? What is that? That's part what? That's part 4. Okay. That is... Wait, it says it's part 4. And I'm looking at the thing. Sprues. Part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, what the hell am I looking at? This is one of those ones where you kind of think to yourself, did someone double check this before they made it, or is this just like a gamble and win situation? Because I'm not winning. Well, that's 17 and 18 on that sprue, so that's clearly not correct. See you later, Xandor. Thank you for joining. This is like the least. This is like the least interesting part of this by far. I'm just super confused because I'm being told part 4 of the sprue, right, and parts 1 and 2. This is part 4 of the sprue. I can see part 20, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So that's clearly not correct, is it? So where is... Hello, girl painting. That is... Oh, wait, I think this is it. I think this might be it. That's part 1. And that's part 2. Okay, but this is on part 1 of the sprues. What? Why? Why would you say... Oh, no, it's step 4, not sprue part 4. That's just not helpful, is it? Like, why would you make it that confusing? I mean, I guess you do need step numbers, but also show me what sprue they're on. This is ridiculous. Like, the parts for this are massive. Sometimes, I'll be honest, sometimes I look at Games Workshop stuff and I'm like, that could have been 1 part. You didn't need to make that 4 parts. You could have just made that 1 part. Archon, generally speaking, I quite often look at their stuff and go, oh my god, how did you make that 1 part? Like, that would be like at least 2 bits. That would be at least 2 bits on a GW kit. And that's not me hating on GW either. You know, I quite like GW overall. I quite like the stuff they make, as you can probably tell at this point, given the whole channel. But, you know, sometimes it could just... they could just chill out a bit on breaking stuff down into multiple parts. Ugh. This plastic is very different to GW plastic. It does not behave the same way. It takes some getting used to. Thank you for dropping in, PJ McMurray. I hope the rest of your day goes quick. Well and quick. Okay, this is going to be some horrible... it's going to be some horrible joining up, isn't it? Right. Hey, that's not... I mean, for no like filing down, that is a pretty decent join. That's okay. They're quite good at hiding the joins as well, Archon. You can really like mash them together, and for the most part, you can't really tell where the seam is. Apart from there, that's a bit obvious, but we can cover that over with something or other. Probably liquid green stuff. Oh yeah, I started making another Mega Gargant. Another Cosmic Horror Mega Gargant. I've made a death chicken. It's not done. It needs little arms. It might be getting little T-Rex arms. I'm not sure yet. But I've made a new freak. To make it the right height for a Mega Gargant, it's going to be standing on a ruined tower. Because look, I don't know why. I don't know why that army came into existence, but now I'm just expanding on it. There's no way I'm ever going to use 5 Mega Gargants in a 2,000 point game because you can't fit 5 in. And yet, once I've built that one, I have plans for a 6th. Absolutely no point to it. But there you go. That's how most of my conversions and kit bashes work, to be honest. There's no point to it. It was just fun, and I couldn't help myself. And let's be honest, that's half the fun of modelling, so... Oh, I've had a daft idea. Can I make it work? Yes. Will it be in any way beneficial or cheaper than buying the model? No. No. I'll just do it anyway. Although to be fair, some of my Mega Gargants, they are like cheaper. They are cheaper than buying an actual Mega Gargant. Like properly cheaper. Where is he? That lad. This lad here. This fella is cheaper than buying a Mega Gargant. Like, most of this is just the Gorgon from the Beasts of Chaos range. That's what most of it is. The body is the Beast of Gorgon. The claw, that's the Gorgon as well. The hands coming out of the stomach, also the Gorgon. Like, most of it, that's where it came from. I got the axe from like a bit, I think it was a bit swap that I did with someone. And the archway and these bits, those are off the not Soulblight Gravelords, the Ossiarch Bone Reapers scenery, and so are the blade legs. And I'd already bought the Ossiarch Bone Reaper scenery to make another Mega Gargant. So like it turned out well cheaper than an actual Mega Gargant. I think actual Mega Gargant's like 120 quid or 125 or something now. And this, I think the total I spent on this, well, on 2 Mega Gargants, between this and the other one that used the parts that I got, the legs and the flamey bits from, I think it came to like 150 for both. Just about. It was absolutely worth it. It was totally worth it. And I've got like a horrendous freak out of it, so it's, you know, just bonuses on bonuses, really. There we go. You know, sometimes kit bashes will save you a significant amount of money. I mean, also sometimes, you know, you'll spend like you'll spend like 50 quid on a single infantry model, but we don't need to talk about that side of things. Let's just focus on the positive side. Let's just focus on the bit where you save the cash, not where you spent way more than you needed to for an equivalent model. We just don't need to go into that, do we? I'd imagine it probably works out all even in the end, you know. When you add it all up, when you look at the stuff that cost loads and the stuff that cost less than buying the actual model, I'm sure it all evens out in the end. Can you tell I'm just trying to convince myself there? Was it obvious that I was just trying to justify my own terrible habits? What is it? Sunk cost fallacy, or whatever it's called. This is going to be a tricky one. Things I don't want to file down too much because then it's going to mess up the join. But I might not have a choice. I might just have to do it. Oh, that's the main thing, David. That's the main thing. Just like... yeah. Being able to put like a bunch of freaks down on the table that are singularly yours, like no one else has made what you've made. That's just a great feeling. In some ways, you're doing yourself no favours because it's harder to tell what stuff is. Like that Mega Gargant army, I ended up doing a cheat sheet, both for my opponents and for me, because none of the models looked like the actual Mega Gargants. Like it was a Mega Gargant army that didn't have a single bit from the actual Mega Gargants kit. So like I felt like I had to do something to try and help out the people I was playing. So they ended up getting a cheat sheet that had a silhouette of the model along with a little bit of text underneath telling them what that model represented and how many points it was and what like war gear it had on it, because I couldn't justify taking them otherwise, because people would have just looked at them and be like, what? Sorry, what the hell is this? What am I supposed to be looking at? Which is the desired effect. Like, I wanted people to look at them and go, what the hell is this? What am I looking at? But they also need to be functional in the game that I'm supposed to be playing. Or there's, you know, you've messed up there if you don't make them at least slightly recognisable, which I didn't, but then I had, you know, I fixed it. So it was fine. And I got no complaints, which was nice. No one was like, I don't want to play against you because of this dumb army you brought with you. Most people seemed kind of fairly appreciative of having a little sheet to refer to. Definitely made things easier. I have an entire Palanite Enforcer like warband for Necromunda, and I still haven't got round to painting it or playing the game. Oh, you backed the Bloodborne Kickstarter? Oh, I haven't. Actually, I don't think I've seen that yet. I mean, I'm not surprised that that's done well, to be honest. I mean, it's Bloodborne, isn't it? Oh, is it the prequel graphic novel? That looks cool, actually. Yeah, it's easy to do, isn't it, Luke? You just end up building infinitely. But then you can, you know, when you can make your own mad stuff, it's hard to resist. It's hard to resist the urge. Okay. This is going to be quite the thing to do. Doesn't quite, the moulding isn't quite right there, so we're just going to have to gamble and win. And then probably liquid green stuff over the gap, because... Although, to be fair, I can't really have a go at Archon for some of these massive pieces not being completely flush. Did you ever put together the Stormcast Eternals from the... I want to say the second edition of AOS, where the shoulder pads were part of the push fit like join, and the shoulder pads were like split in half, and half the models didn't go together properly? Absolutely dire. Terrible kit that was. I don't know if it showed up anywhere else, but I remember looking at it and trying to help a friend with it and being like, this is God. In fact, no, thinking about it, I didn't help a friend with it. We split the box 50-50, so I had the Nighthaunt side and he had the Stormcast Eternal side, and it took me roughly 20 minutes to assemble the entirety of the Nighthaunt, and in that time they'd done like 4 Stormcast because they were so bad. They were just awful to put together. Hello, Josh. Thank you for dropping in. If I was a Mandalorian, what colour would my armour be? I mean, honestly, probably black and pink. Or black and purple. You know, really, really like... no one would know. No one would see me coming. I mean, they would from miles away, but, you know, it'd be fine. Yeah, those Stormcast, they were bad. They were just not well done at all. Reminds me of the Primaris Outriders, where for some reason the seam was down the middle of the goddamn bike. Which, again, baffling choice. Absolutely baffling. Every now and again they just make a decision and you think, how many people How many people like ran through this? Because it wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. All right, now I need 20. Where's 20? Oh, hey, 20. How good was that? Found it immediately. I mean, to be honest, Noah, it doesn't matter whether they like me slandering their products or not. They don't send me anything, so... I'm very much talking from the perspective of a consumer. Besides, some of the stuff they make is fantastic. I'd suggest there's more hits than misses. Oh, wait, the Beakies have got split shoulders. Oh, God, they have, haven't they? I haven't actually got round to... You know what? I never bought that box. The Age of Darkness box. Because I have almost an entire Heresy army in a storage box over there that I have yet to get round to putting together or painting. Oh dear. Although to be fair, that was part of... I think a friend sent me that. It's like part of a job lot of bits. And then it turned out to have quite a lot of Terminators and Tactical Marines in there. So... like Mark 3, I want to say? Mark 3 or Mark 4? I'm not sure which, I can't remember. But I wasn't expecting to receive like that amount of Heresy stuff in a job lot of bits. So, it's something that I will do something with eventually. But it's not high on the priority list because I bought the box for bits for other projects. And then it was suddenly like, oh god, there's actually a fairly... there's a good start to Heresy Force here, so I guess we'll leave that where it is and get round to it when we get round to it. So look for that video in 5 years' time. I don't actually mind the Beakies. They're not as interesting as Mark III. But I don't know whether I like Mark III because I like Mark III helmets more than any other helmets, or whether it's just because Iron Warriors and Mark III are kind of synonymous. And Iron Warriors is my first army, so I can't tell which it is. But yeah, I've not actually put together a Beaky or anything. Oh, there's just a little... that's more than a little gap. What's happened there? Right, you are not... that's not acceptable. There's like a big old crack down the middle of this guy. Okay, just... no, right, let's squeeze him. Is that slightly out of alignment? There we go. Okay. Oh, okay, there we go. Squeezy, squeezy. Yeah, honestly, Matt, I think that's got a massive part to play with it. All the people that I saw not liking Beakies were like... when I say newer into the hobby, I'm still talking like 3rd edition onwards. So still like 20 years in or whatever. But the people I saw getting really excited about Beakies were those who grew up with like Rogue Trader and stuff. So nostalgia plays a massive part in that sort of preference. My hands are killing me. I'm really squeezing this lad. Elevated bases to hold a little speaker to have sound effects. Funny you mention that. My Baneblade for my Armoured Company, you can take the back off it because you can fit a little Bluetooth. And he said MP3 speaker. What year is it? You can fit a little Bluetooth speaker in the back of it to play Powerwolf whilst you're playing the game. Funnily enough, it is not a standard Baneblade. I'll grab it. It's nice having everything within easy reach, isn't it? So, this is the lad. And if you pull... well, in fact, you can pull the skeleton if you want. And as you can see, open cavity in the back. I've got a little Bluetooth speaker that fits down there and then to the front, and then it can play music from your from your phone whilst the tank's on the table. Got a dodgy little brace on that side to keep it up. And then that just, I was going to say that just fits back on like that, but it's refusing to do so. There we go. And there you go. Stupid, absolutely stupid thing to do. I don't know why I did it. Oh, also you can take these off for transport, but you can't take this off. So why I haven't glued these in, I don't know. Totally pointless. There's a lot of like really dumb stuff that goes into my kit bashes, to be honest. it's just like, why am I doing this? Because it's good? Because it's useful? Or because it is, to me, at least a little bit funny? It's because it's a little bit funny. That's it. That's the only reason. Now this is a puzzling one. The instructions and what I'm holding don't make sense. That is like that. This allegedly goes like what? Like that? That doesn't fit at all. Where is this supposed to go? Does it go over the top? Oh, okay. Alright, it does fit. I was just confused as to how it fit. What am I looking at? Oh, this is the back end of it. I thought I was looking at the front end of it. I thought I'd done the chest, but actually no, I've done like the belly and the back okay. So that's the belly's there. I think the back legs come out there and then the tail comes out that way. So yeah, okay, that makes more sense. This is ridiculous. This is, I think yeah, no, it's the biggest model I've ever built. I was trying to work out if I've built anything as big as this, but it's like, it's all kit bash stuff that isn't actually that size. I am building a Tarask Serviathrax. A big old chunky Tarask. Tarask. I know what it's called. It's fine. Oh, I've lost it now. I've lost it. I had it. Now it's gone. Well, what did I do before? It wasn't that. Oh, God. This is one of those ones where it's like there's one very specific way it fits and then everything else makes no sense. There we go. Okay, fine. Good. Because that... I mean, the way they've done that is kind of smart. You definitely can't get it wrong because it won't fit anywhere else in any capacity, but it's just a bit... Oh, you got to stretch it over it. Oh, that's going to be weird. Okay, never mind. We can manage that. Just going to have to really hold it in place. At least, I mean, the upside to this is that it is a big model, but it's also not resin, it's plastic. So it's going to be, once it's together, that's it. It's not going to be coming apart. In my experience, plastic glue, once it's set, doesn't really care about impact. No, Matt, this is a Archon Studios model. It's part of the backer rewards for Dungeons and Lasers Encounters, which I did a video for a while ago. When was that? It was quite a while ago, actually. I forget when that launched, that Kickstarter, but they shipped like 3 months early or something. This is what I find super interesting. Like, Archon also do like plastic injection molding and all that stuff, and they do sprues the same way that Games Workshop does sprues and all that stuff, and they do things via Kickstarter or GameFound for the most part. Although they do have like their own online shop where you can just get all of the, well, get some of the stuff. I've yet to see them have an issue with getting stuff out to people, but there are some kits that Games Workshop just doesn't seem to be able to keep in stock or get in stock. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing differently, but it's working. and they have made an insane, massive, bulky, big old bulky Tarask, which I'm super looking forward to messing with. I have things to put on this lad. I have stuff and things to make him as monstrous as possible, because he's going to show up in my D&D campaign, and if he's showing up in my D&D campaign, he needs to be a nightmare creature that is just horrific to look at. Otherwise, what's the point? And be super squeezy. Why isn't there Chaos Tower? Don't they have... Isn't it... Oh, I can't remember. Isn't it they don't have souls or something? Is it that they don't have souls? Or like they don't impact in the warp? Or like they're invisible to demons or something? I can't remember their lore, to be honest. I never minded the Tau. They just didn't, like, grab me, necessarily. Not like an active dislike, just a... Yeah, that's fine. It's not for me, but it's fine. Okay. Next page. Where are we now? Three and 4. Right. Now I've got to find out where those are. Oh, never mind. That's fine. Oh, I'm so paranoid about this thing. I don't need to be. It's fine. Oh, that's number 3. Oh, it's the tail. Okay. Oh my god. It's just so... Right, so we've got tail and... Look at the size of the tail, though. Look at the size of it. That's... I mean, like, hand for scale on that. Just... What? Okay. Just checking that is number 4. It is number 4. That's a lot of... There's going to be so much filing, especially because I need new snips. My snips are not very good anymore. They've been through some right abuse, these. Although, having said that... Oh, the orientation on these are... Oh, this is great. That is the one complaint that I have about a fair number of Archon kits, actually. The kits are super good quality. Like, the build quality is really, really good. The designs are really, really cool. But there are some... Let's rip that off, whatever. There are some where the sprue is connected at like weird angles, so I end up with like a really thick section that just... It's just too much to like clip off, because it needs to be approached from like 3 different angles for you to fully get it, which I don't like when that happens. It's pretty rare, but it's still not ideal. And I've put together quite a few Archon kits at this point. Like, the scenery alone, the Dungeons and Laser scenery, is now in 2 storage containers, because having it in 1 meant that one was almost too heavy to lift. And I've put together nearly... No, that's gone. What should... I was going to say, can recycle this now. I don't know if you can recycle Archon ones, but I couldn't take it to GW anyway, because it's not their sprue. So... Just for a second there, got excited. I was going to do my bit for the environment, but then I don't think I can. Okay. Right, once all of that horrible sprue mess has been taken off, like, that is a... That looks... I'm just going to... Yeah, we're going to move on. I'm well behind on the chat. Okay, hang on a second. Hang on. Let me just go back a little bit, because I think I've missed a bunch of stuff. Why don't I move my mouse closer? That would be sensible, wouldn't it? Oh, that's why, because I nearly knocked the angel over. Right, come here. Let's go back up a little bit. So, yeah, Tau have got very little psychic presence. That's it. Heavy Metal Gundams, I'm not going to argue with that. We need that. The tower, yeah, the tower aesthetic is kind of cool, but the old suits are clunky now, and I don't like how boxy they are. Yeah, it's a girthy tail. Oh, absolute favourite model I've built. That's really, really tricky. Are we talking just like plain, not modified model? Because I think of all the models I've built, weirdly, my favourite that I haven't that I didn't mess with too much or faff around with particularly, I think my favourite might have been the Leviathan. The resin Leviathan of all things. Like the resin Leviathan was just a quality kit. Like I think I got one of the early run ones, to be fair, but it was flawless. Everything went together perfectly and pretty much instantly. I didn't have to do hardly any cleanup on it. It was just a joy. I just sat down thinking, oh, this is gonna be a pain because resin I'm not a big fan of, and then it was like 15 minutes later I just had a Leviathan. It was quality. In terms of modified, in terms of stuff that I've kit bashed, that's really difficult because there's so many models that I've kit bashed that I've really enjoyed doing. I don't know that I could pick a favourite. I'm not sure that I could pick a favourite of everything I've made. I could easily pick most of the Soulblight Gravelord's army up there. I love making that. Every single model in there I'm really happy with. The dumb Mega Gargant army, again, I could pick any of those. It's tricky, that one. Building that Baneblade that we just took a look at, I had a blast with that. It's really hard to pick a favourite. Picking a worst, I mean, a worst one? Worst one was probably my Typhon. That was just garbage. That was just absolute hard. No, I take that back. No, Fire Raptor. No, ignore that. Yeah, Fire Raptor. I put together a Fire Raptor for a friend. Not that long ago, actually, and that was absolute trash. It was garbage. Fully garbage. That was one of those things where I almost gave up and said you can do this to yourself, but I felt that was a bit that was a bit unfair given I said I'd do it. Oh, tell me about it, Matt. There's so many things I want to do, but I have 4 projects that I'm currently doing, and this counts as one project because of how big it is. But yeah, I don't. I'm trying to be super good, and I'm only printing stuff I need for D&D or for scenery, and I'm only building and painting stuff that I need for D&D or for 40k. I need to get my Armoured Company finished for 40k so that I can start my Armoured Company for AOS. Providing, of course, they don't completely ruin everything and take away the ability to have 11 steam tanks. Sorry, 12 steam tanks. If they do that, I'm going to be annoyed. But I'm still going to build it anyway because it would be fun. But I want to be able to use it once I've done it. There's just no guarantee of that, unfortunately. We'll just have to see what happens. It's been a long time, Ketis, yeah. But I'm hoping that we can actually just do this more. Is there any way I might have to carve a little bit out here? Don't hold your blade like I'm doing it. This is stupid. Don't do it. Okay, let's get rid of that. Mostly got rid of that. That's really awkward. Okay, I mean, if that's not done it, then I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And that is 1 bit. One. Just 1 bit of it. Okay. The main problem with that box is that the old battle suits look old now, and the heads stick out in a goofy way. But it's something that I think is fixable. Just chop the neck joint out and have it so the head is more recessed into the, like, between the shoulders. Just makes it look a little bit more streamlined and a little bit less silly. Good grief, Shane, that's that's a reference. You're dating yourself there. I wonder if that video's still up. Probably not. Probably not. Hello, Overlord Majos. Okay. I'm assuming you lot haven't been able to hear a bunch of, like, horrible background noise from out the window. I shouldn't really have it open, but since I'm doing so much filing... that went right through me! Ow. Okay. Why is my phone going off? Go away, I'm busy. Oh wait, it's my wife. Don't go away. Oh yeah, Sin, you're a mod now. You're a mod. You've been promoted. I didn't even ask you, I just did it. Which I've realised after the fact is not how you're supposed to do that. But, you know, I figured if ever there was a man for the job, it was you. Feel free to tell me if that's not the case. Even my approach to selecting moderators is chaotic neutral. That squeak actually made my teeth hurt. Which I know sounds weird, but it was awful. That's as smooth as I'm going to get that. So why is it not sitting properly? Is there a bit that I've missed on the other bit of tail? Because that's like, that is not sitting right, is it? Unless I just need to really... Oh, there's like a big chip missing out of one part. Oh, this is like the seam. The seam on that is not... We're getting a pay rise? Oh, the... you mean the price rise for GW? Like, the minimum is... I forget now, actually, because they showed off, like, the minimum price rise, or whatever, or, like, the maximum, but they showed it on certain stuff that makes it seem more palatable than it actually is, like, by showing, like, a box of infantry. It doesn't make it look too bad, but then you look at vehicles, and it's absolutely awful. I did see a really good breakdown the other day of how, like, what's increased by how much, but I can't remember where I saw it. I will have to find it. Yeah, this tail, this is ambitious, right? 2 parts this big is oh, synergy promotion. You'll have to leave that with me. You'll have to leave that with me. I need to take a look at the budget. Oh god, like this is ambitious. This is ambitious right there. It was a valiant attempt, but I don't know how, like, it's not being held off from It's not being held off by like sprue debris or anything. It just doesn't quite fit because it's too big. It's just too big. There's all manner of jokes that you could make off the back of that comment, but of course we are sensible adults, all of us, so we're not going to do it. Yeah, it's dodgy. It's dodgy, Luke. It's like, I don't like waving it in front of the camera. I don't want YouTube to think I've done something that I shouldn't have done. Or that I'm like showing something that I shouldn't be showing. I don't like that idea, but I've just belatedly remembered that I didn't eat anything before I turned the stream on, and that's probably why it sounds like my stomach is about to fold in on itself and create some sort of highly localized black hole. Although actually, I only plan to be live for like half an hour, 40 minutes, because this is just a test. This is just to make sure that everything works, that the chat works, that the screen record works, that the source split works, so that I've got all like the camera footage after the fact. Like that's all this was for, and instead I've just got into building, and I haven't actually paid attention to the time. So I'm assuming it's been more than like half an hour. Okay, gotta really crush it down to actually get it to contact in some places. Ugh, this is not great. Ow. 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 I'm out of sprue goo. I need to make more sprue goo. There we go. Come on. No one wants to see that, Luke. No one wants to see that OnlyFans. No one wants to see it. Now see, the underside isn't joined properly, and it's actually off slightly. So this is... yeah, okay, this isn't great. You can't have the underside level and have the top join. Like, look at the gap there. That's pretty bad. The problem is, Sin, that it's not that like there isn't stuff getting in the way. It's just that the part is too big. Like, I cleared out the gap pretty much completely. The issue is that I think it's either like slightly warped or shrunk or something as it's being cast. Because the bits where it is like where it fits perfectly. But you kind of need to have equal pressure on every part of it at the same time, and it's not physically possible to do that. Like, I can't get everything at the right angle at the same time, because just the size of it is kind of impractical for putting together, to be honest. Like, I need to be holding the whole thing super tight, but it's just not. It's just not happening, and for very good reason, because it's not possible unless you're like Andre the Giant or something. You got massive giganto hands, which I do not have. Yeah, that'll have to do, and then I might file down along here and then just fill where there are any gaps. Like, I've just absolutely crushed this together, and it's still coming apart. And it's not because there's bits of sprue in the way, it's because it just doesn't fit properly. Which is a shame, but then again, look how big those two parts are. Like, that's... Sometimes you do need to split it up more, I would suggest. I would suggest that if this was split into, like, 4 parts instead of 2, this would be a lot easier. It's been a lot easier. And even though I'm pushing this side up to meet this side, it's still further up. Like it's still raised on the underside, so... Alright, there's only so much I can do about that. That's going to have to be sorted later. That's just whatever. That'll do. It's not going to get any better than that, I don't think. At least not right now, anyway. Oh, legs. Legs. Right. Which legs, though? 16, 12. Tell me I picked up 16 and 12. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think you'll find that that's 12. And that right there... What is that? Ah, boo! Boo! That's 14. I got excited then. I thought I'd got it like straight on. Wait, is that 12 or is that 21? It's an important question to ask. No, that is 12. So where's the... Okay, that's 17. That's 16. That doesn't look like the same part that's on the instructions, but sure. There we go. This is going to look quality when it's all together and the various gaps have been filled. Thing is, still not as big as the gaps on some Forge World stuff. Still not as big as that. There might be some chunky gaps, but they're not that chunky. Okay. I might have to do this leg and then go and get something to eat, because I am actually dying now. Come here. Right, there we go. There is quite a lot of cleanup on these parts as well. Quite a lot of cleanup. I mean, not like a horrific amount, but... Okay, so that's how that... That's pretty decent. Hopefully, once that's gone, and that's gone, there's definitely an element I find of the longer you build, the more inclined to take shortcuts you are and to just gouge bits out. It's like, oh, you know what? You know what'd be quicker? If I just absolutely go ham with the snips and just get rid of stuff. I can always fix it later, but then you can't fix it later, and you just end up messing stuff up. But I still find myself falling into the trap. I'm not doing it now. Well, I am doing it now. That's fine. But it happens. It happens. Oh, I have a Graveguard kit. Am I going to hate that? Because I don't want to hate it, but, you know. There's a good chance I will. Also, some of these like some of the joins for the sprues are in like the most inconvenient spots. It's like we're going to put it on this perfectly shaped surface that interfaces with another perfectly shaped surface, where if either surface is slightly wrong, there's a gap, or they won't go together. And I get why, but I would still prefer it if they didn't do that, you know? I would still like it if they didn't do it that way. But they do it that way, and it makes me sad. It makes me sad because I don't feel like I'm being given a chance there, you know? Like this bit, there we go. I think that's got rid of it. Right. And when it's right on the edge, of the bit that joins, so you end up with a tiny little lip that sticks out. Most companies that make models this way are guilty of it, and they all should stop. They should all cut it out. If only it was that easy. I think that went there, but I can't really remember. You know what? Oh no, I have got plenty. Oh, thank you, Sin. Oh, favorite Necromunda gang. I mean, it's got to be the Enforcers. The Enforcers, or ooh, oh, I don't know actually. Did just the Bounty Hunters count as a gang? Because I would, no joke, I would just run just those, nothing else. I mean, they're all Forge World, but I would run those because they're the best. They're the best. Get in there. Right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Adepticon. I kind of feel like the hand has been played a little bit. There is kind of the speculation of like, oh, is it going to be Space Hulk? Is it going to be 10th? But then they were like, then they changed their website. Like the Warhammer 40k website was changed with the picture of the thing, of the Terminator and the Tyranid, and I was like, well, that kind of, it feels like that is a fairly big indicator as to what's coming, which has kind of spoiled it a little bit, unfortunately. But I'm still looking forward to seeing what they show off. I'm sure that I saw something like one of their little teasers. I think it was a Cities of Sigmar thing, which I'm excited for that. Because they've been doing a lot of stuff to update that, and Cities of Sigmar is really cool. It's just super dated, a lot of the models. They're one of the ranges that just haven't got anything for ages. So, or at least like, it kind of feels like Stormcast took the limelight when it came to Sigmar-based faction shenanigans. But I'm a sucker for armies that are just normal dudes. Like, Cities of Sigmar, it's just normal guys. It's not like super warriors who come down in a bolt of lightning. It's 3 poor sods in a steam tank, which is a horrendous piece of technology that is incredibly unreliable. And Cities of Sigmar is just way more fun because of that for me. Same reason Guard are so cool. They're just normal men. They're just innocent men. Oh yeah, and the Lion potentially. To be honest, I don't mind them bringing the Lion back because both him and Lehman Russ should have been back already. Hello, Fenris Wolf. Yeah, Bretonians need to be in AOS. They just do. It's silly that they're not, and I don't like the fact that they aren't part of it. So does that go... Wait. Ah! Oh, look at that. Got a leg. Got a big meaty leg. Got a big meaty leg there. Right. Hang on a second. What was I supposed to attach the tail to? Oh, was I supposed to attach the tail to something? I was meant to attach the tail to this. Like that? Ooh. Oh, that's horribly misaligned. Oh no, there we go. There we go. Okay, that's that's ridiculous. Look at the size of it. Look at the size of it. What have I even got that's as big as half, like not even half this model? See you later, Matt. Thank you very much for watching for a bit. As I say, hopefully going to be doing this more. Ah, the squeak. The squeak's terrible. This has got so many joins on it. God damn. It's going right through me. It's bad. It's also refusing to file down. Right, there we go. I'm getting irritated. You can tell I'm hungry. I'm getting annoyed at how many little things I've got to sort out on this. I don't want to. I just want to put the tail on. Childish. So childish. Let's get that. Nope, nope. You're just going to get aggressively shaved. That's an album title, right? Okay, and the rest of this mess. Okay. See you later, Luke. Thanks for watching. Let's get that down, get this down, and then we should be good. Okay, so that way? No, that way. God, the size of it is ridiculous. Right. I think I've chopped a bit off. Yeah, I got very overzealous with the scraping there. That's my fault. That's my fault. I'll take the responsibility for that. I mean, I can't really do anything else because it's my model and I'm the only one working on it. But, you know, I fear we may be doing the tail and possibly that leg, like attaching the leg, and then I will need to go and eat because otherwise I'm going to get ratty and mingy and sulky. Especially since for a little while now I've been doing, like, I've only been having one meal a day. Like every other day is one meal a day, and then the rest of the time it's just no breakfast and don't eat until 12 and then don't eat after 6. And it's working, but I'm still not used to it, and I'm still getting pissy when I'm hungry. Alright, there's a bit of a gap there, but you know what? I don't think that matters. Because it's going to be like, I don't know what the best word is, cemented in. It's going to be like, going to be locked in with the leg in it. Are we supposed to put the leg on yet? That's not correct. What am I doing? Hang on. Where does this go? I'm super confused now. Biostrip or... Yeah, Dunra. So if you use Biostrip or if you use Paint Blitzer. Paint Blitzer is really good. I'm so confused by this. Because it definitely doesn't go there. It goes on the other side. But it also doesn't really fit on the other side. Does it? It must do. Am I doing it upside down again? I am doing it upside down again. I keep holding this just totally the wrong way, and I'm not really sure why. Oh no, the tail just fell off. What? That was a good solid join as well. Look at it. There was a gap down the bottom. What's going on here? Oh, maybe that's not a good solid join. Don't make me get the super glue out for you. Oh, actually, that is not... Those aren't even the same shape. Okay, fine. We're going to super glue it. We're going to super glue it, and then we're going to use plastic glue to put the legs on, because that way the super glue will be nicely reinforced. Some people don't like it when you use super glue on plastic. They say you should use plastic glue, and really you should, but sometimes you just need that instant grab that super glue provides, and then you reinforce around it is what you do. Also, as someone who kit bashes a lot, super glue is an incredibly important tool, because half of the stuff I make would not like go together without it. Like, it just fully wouldn't go together. There'd be no chance. And get that like that. Oh, it really doesn't like. It really does not want to go, does it? Are you supposed to be under there? Is that what it is? Okay. Okay, you're on. That's on. It's on now. I don't think it's stuck, but it's on. Let's get that to match. There we go. Just give it a quick squeeze. There we are. Okay. Super glue has done its job there. So now we can get this bit. Is that going to make any difference? It probably is. Yeah, green stuff putty works. Liquid green stuff as well, I've found, just to hold it in place. But it needs to be old liquid green stuff. If you use it fresh out of the thing, then it's too liquid and it doesn't hold anything in place. But if you've got a pot that's a bit older, that's been open for a while, I use a lot of liquid green stuff, to be honest. Mostly because it makes really nice, like, stretched, horrible skin. Things you can only say when you're building models. I love it. It makes stretched, horrible skin. If you're looking for stretched, horrible nightmare skin, it's the best. Oh no. Oh no. I didn't trim that bit of sprue off. There we go. Although no, it's got fabric on it from that tea towel. Does anyone else have like an abuse tea towel? You put a bit too much glue on, be it super glue or plastic. So you just grab the abuse tea towel and then you use the abuse tea towel to get rid of the excess glue. And then when it becomes inoperable, you buy another horrific, cheap polyester abuse tea towel off Amazon or something. No? Am I the only one who does that? I mean, it works. It really works. There we go. We'll get the leg on. Get the leg on the go. And then I'm going to go and get something to eat because I'm absolutely dying here. I'm dying. I'm dying. Wait, am I difficult to hear? Have I been super quiet, chat, and you've just not told me? I thought I was alright when I did my me pre-stream test. I was also mumbling to myself there like a madman, so that might have had some sort of effect. It happens. What do we reckon? Do we reckon the leg is there now? Do we reckon it's on or not on? I feel like it could go either way. It could go either way based off previous. I think we're set. I think we've got a leg here. I think we've got a leg. Let's try it. Let's try it. And I've let go of the leg. I'm going to give it just a little... The test, we're going to... Oh, yeah. That is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Look at the size of it. That's not even the front of the... Like, hang on. So we've got the box there. We have got the back legs and the stomach. And, I know that it says model for scale down there so we can see how big it is next to an infantry model. But I still don't think I was quite prepared for... Just for how insane this is. I don't have anything else that is remotely as big as this is going to be. There's nothing. I don't have anything. And I've made some pretty big, dumb kit bashes. I use Loctite. Like, is this going to end up being... What's the name of that Tyranid Biotine? Is it going to be that sort of size? Because it might actually be. Like, I'm just trying to think of the... That's got to be it. That's got to be the biggest thing. Ooh. So right now, just pure, like, size-wise, I think this is the biggest... This is the biggest thing I've got. It's my horrible... My horrible lad. One of my Cosmic Horror Mega Gargants. Like, that's pretty big. The wingspan especially makes it fairly sizable. But that... Just, like, lengthwise is... I mean, Jesus Christ. The leg is a considerable portion of that thing's body. Like, like that's not... Oh my god, this is quality. I love it. Okay, come here. Oh no, I've lost a... Right. I've forgotten how I magnetise this now, which is a problem. It's there, there and there. There we go. One of the things I'm most happy about with this army is the fact they're all magnetised. Because they're going to be getting... They're going to be getting... Imperial Knight bases so that I can use them as Imperial Knights or as Mega Gargants. Just like for close combat only Imperial Knights. Or like Chaos Knights, really. Not Imperial Knights, but Chaos Knights. So I can take them off one base and put them on another one. Okay, right. We've made some progress there. We've made some progress. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've put together 7 parts. That's what we've done. 7 parts. It feels like... Oh no, sorry. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've put together 12 bits in an hour and 40 minutes. So not... It doesn't feel like we've done much, but on the other hand, proportionally, I think I've done more than any other model I've ever made already. So, you know what? I'm gonna take it. I think I would consider that a win. Ridiculous. Oh, that's gonna be fun to do more of that. Okay, I'm gonna call it there. That was a test stream. That was to see if everything works. Everything does work. Something that has come up, which I'm glad we actually saw this happen, because now I can try and deal with it, is for some reason super chats don't show up in the chat on the screen. So that's... I need to find out why that's happening. That's going to be a whole rabbit hole to go down. But everything else seems to work okay. We've got the switchy switch. That works alright. That's fine. I'm assuming that if I press... I'm guessing that worked. It might not have worked. The only other thing I didn't try was if I had to disappear for a moment, which we'll try now. That should be a be right back screen, in which case that's fine, and that works too. So yeah. Apologies if you're only just joining, but we know it works now. We know it works, which means we can hopefully do this again tomorrow and Friday. And then we'll just carry on. we'll carry on doing some nice cheeky midday streams, and then after a bit we'll look at doing some in the evening. I'm working on things for rewards for members and stuff, so like maybe have the Discord server be like members only, or have like a section of it and stuff. We'll see. I'm looking into it so we can find some cool stuff to do. And also we have the first moderator, so that's like, I mean, that's the most important bit really. Having the moderator, that's the important bit. The rest of it is whatever. It's all about the mod. Fear me. So yeah, I'm going to go away. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Thank you for joining me during... I realise it's a silly time to stream, 12:30 GMT, because everyone's at work or asleep, depending on where you are. But, as I say, we're just getting into it, and then we'll start doing more in the evening. Thank you for watching, everyone. I will see you for tomorrow's video in the morning, and hopefully for a stream in the afternoon.